What's going on, YouTube? Going on a camping trip. Gonna go in the desert today. It's real stormy here today. First time in a long time it's been stormy here, but was gonna go in the forest, but it's gonna be a storm here, so I don't want to be in the forest, high country, during a windstorm amongst the pines. And yeah, so I'm gonna go drop into the valley and do a desert camp. The desert is definitely a better option right now. It's been getting hot already, so the storm clouds here will cool down the desert, give me a better option. Got my A-team here. Jip, say hi. Got my dogs in the back there. But yeah, gonna head out around maybe 60 miles from where I live, drop into the low country here in the desert, and do a 2-day camp. There's no fire restrictions currently, so I could have a fire. I did bring propane gear just in case I need to just use propane. But yeah, I'm on the road. But you can see those big storm clouds on the right there going towards the mountains. That's where the mountains are. And you can see the breaks there in the clouds, the blue breaks there. That's towards the desert. So I'm gonna go into the desert. All right, we're driving here, trying to get away from the storm. You can see those clouds right there getting a little bit brighter, but on that side you can tell it's just a big mess. Lots of wind here, so I think it was a good call to go away from the forest, because the forest is definitely going to be more stormy at higher elevation. Oh, Jips, what do you think, Gigi? Yo, what's going on back there? What's going on back there? So yeah, we're going to be rolling into the desert here, going away from these big storm clouds. All right, we're going to be dropping into the canyon here. This is where I lose service. You can see these black clouds ending right about here, and usually the lightning hangs out at the mesa top or the top of the canyon, so I'm gonna drop right in. And this is actually, I'm in Utah right now, so I'm gonna drop into this canyon here. And if it starts raining here, this road is gonna wash out for a day or two, so no one will get to me. So we're gonna drop in here. So I'm in Pueblo. I'm in Mogul. Then I'm going to turn my side airbags off, just in case I tag a wall on the side. I don't want to get disabled in the canyon with a airbag going off if I hit a wall. And that's that. I'm going to be dropping in here. Yeah, I think this was a good call. Those storm clouds look real serious. The forecast said two hours chance of rain, but it just seems to me that the storm got bigger and bigger, and I'm kind of at the tail end of it here, so I'm glad I'm in the desert. I wanted to go in the forest, but what are you gonna do? And also, as far as hunting goes, there's nothing you can hunt right now except invasive species, which is dove, European collared dove. That's the only thing you can hunt right now. And nuisance. You can also hunt nuisance, which is a coyote. You can hunt coyote around here, but coyotes are real skittish. But there is a lot of coyotes in this canyon. I've been here a lot of times and have a lot of run-ins with coyotes in terms of howling and growling. Yo! Ah, team's ready. Okay, this is the descent down. All right, off-roading here, about 10 miles in. I'm in 4-wheel drive high, which in a Toyota 4-wheel drive high, in the good off-road Toyota trucks, I think 4-wheel drive high ends at 58 miles an hour. So pretty good, right? Versus like I remember I had a Honda CRV. The four-wheel drive high ended, I think, at 18 miles an hour, which is completely useless. So yeah, four-wheel drive high in a Toyota. Working like a champ out here. There's already cows out here for ranchers. This is a national monument, a lot of pottery around here, and you know, there's cows everywhere. So the cows are usually the ones who ruin the pottery. They stomp all over it and stuff. But cows are nice. They also stomp out the rattlesnakes and whatever else. But yeah, I'm in the canyon now. You can see I've dropped in a little bit further from those clouds. Getting some breaks in the clouds here. Gonna go look for a camp far inside the canyon, far off road. There's this real sketchy road around here. So it's like real sketchy for maybe a half mile, and then it kind of skirts these really pretty canyons and mesas. So I'm gonna go into there. But yeah, we're definitely out of Colorado now. We're in Utah, and we're before the rain. But yeah, it's real pretty. Much cooler. It's 66 degrees right now. It's April 13th. So 66 for April 13th is not bad. And with the clouds, it doesn't feel as hot here. Less radiation with the clouds. But yeah, we're rolling here. I hardly see any people around here. I do have a spot monitor with me, just in case I have an emergency and get stuck out here. I have seen lots of rangers around here before. I know they crawl through here with their UTVs and ATVs, doing checkups and stuff. But I'm gonna be far in, I think, where no one's gonna be checking on me. It's gonna be 2 days of just desert wilderness, hiking, camping, some photography, some wild edibles, and yeah, just hanging out. It's been a while since I did a 2-day camp, so I'm looking forward to it. Cloud right there. You can see that cloud right there. That's what I don't want. I don't want to be surrounded by those big clouds. Like, if there's breaks, that's cool, but those big clouds, they're definitely going to be producing some lightning, especially when it's getting a little warmer, like so. But yeah, thankfully I'm in the lower part of the valley here, which keeps me safer away from the lightning and the storms. Yeah, real quiet here. You can see some of those valleys over there. That's where I want to go. I've explored most of this canyon here. I probably camped, I would say, over 100 nights here in the last 3 years. Who's the fluffiest champion? Who's the fluffiest ears of all time? Who's got the fluffiest ears of all time? Who's got the fluffiest ears of all time? Alright, this is gonna be my camp here. See that big storm hanging out by that mesa over there? Yeah, I'm gonna set up here. I've never camped here before. I've got plenty of rocks to make a good fire pit. You can see I got plenty of wood. That's all juniper. That burns real nice. It's tough to cut, but there's a lot of dead juniper around here. It's not too flat, but not too bad. So good hiking. Like if I camped over there on that side, you can see them. I would be kind of locked in by that ridge. But over here, I could kind of explore. And that's what I'm all about out here, looking for stuff, exploring. Lots of cows out here too. Keep me company. Hi, Newf. Big gear. Who's the big gear? Who's the big gear? Newf. What do you smell? Coyotes? Yeah, I'm gonna do a little walkabout here. See See what's out here. I got my camp going here a little bit. Shaking down some of my gear. It's been a while since I went for a 2-day camp. Gonna build a fire pit over here. It's kind of windy, but not too bad. There's some storms over there, but it's kind of clearing up over here. So, but it's hella windy. So, got my chair rocked down right there. I'm gonna build a fire pit here, starting with this natural big stone that's here, away from all the trees. Gonna build a 2x2. Gonna dig some of that out too. But yeah, a lot of juniper to burn around here. There hasn't been a forest fire in this area in a while. There was a fire not too far away from here, 50 miles from here, similar terrain. So it is possible, and you can see all the old juniper right here in front of me, everywhere. Old juniper. That's dead piñon pine right there. That's all basically tinder for a forest fire. So I'm gonna try to burn some of this down. But it looks real nice here. It's greening up. It was a decent winter out here for water, so it looks nice, real green. Spring is coming alive. Hi, Jip. Gypsy, come here. Gypsy, come here. Gypsy, come here. Gypsy, come here. Good job, Jip. Good come, Jip. Good come, Jeez. Check out this cool rock. When you was tired, been hiking for a bit here. Look at this cool rock. It's all like kind of basalt rock up here, like volcanic rock. It looks big, but it's kind of light. But this is like a rare find. Never seen this before. This will make good like a tomahawk rock attachment. But that looks pretty cool, right? Look at that. It's real hard too. It's smooth. And everything around here is real jagged. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make an art piece out of this. Maybe a little tomahawk axe. Some kind of at-home indoor project. All right, I'm back at camp here. Dog's cooling down. Built a fire pit here. I'm gonna burn some of this juniper. You can see the storm clouds are still here. So I might get rained out tonight. Might get boxed in by that storm right there. But it's kind of inconsistent, so maybe it'll hold out. I'm gonna set up my tent over here and kind of hang out. Try to bag that mountain right there, or that little mesa tomorrow. Maybe skirt it if it goes all the way over there. See what's up there. Probably some rust. But yeah, this is it's getting windy. So I'm gonna kind of tie everything down. Make sure the wind doesn't kind of bully me. Throw my head around and stuff like that. I'm gonna start the fire real big. And once it gets down to some coals, I'm gonna kind of maintain it. I have a shovel, water, locked out by that ridge, so if there was a forest fire caused by me, I could just kind of, get my shovel and water, walk my ass up there and put it out. But low risk of that right now. We're under, I think, moderate conditions for the season. It's April, so spring is here, a lot of green stuff. There's still some muddy spots in the canyon, still some snow up there on the north face side. But yeah, I'm gonna burn off some of these junipers here. A lot of these standing dead junipers are real dry, so they're the biggest risk out here for fire. I mean, the forest floor is real dry. It's not like when you're in the forest and it's pine needles, and those have a real high risk of catching. But the big risk here is wind. Wind is a big fire starter. So I'm gonna watch this fire real good. It's built 2x2. I'm burning off just 2 big pieces of wood underneath some tinder. And once those 2 big pieces are burned down, I'll just kind of maintain that all night.
cook with it. That's all I'll need. And I like collecting firewood in the light, just because, I mean, there's cactus everywhere, and nothing is real flat around here. So collecting firewood at night, you could slip and fall, step on some cactus. So there's a bunch of dead juniper over there that I could just kind of chop up with my axe and maintain my fire. But yeah, always be fire safe out here. Read the restrictions. I checked the website. There's nothing posted coming in into the forest. Usually they post it. The posted sign for no fire is usually just propane okay. So if it says propane okay, that means you can't have a fire. So it didn't have any markings on it today. So brought my chainsaw for no reason. My axe is working fine, so I used 2-cycle to kind of start the fire. I thought I might cut some wood here, or I wasn't sure where I was going to camp, so I brought the chainsaw just in case. But plenty of dead juniper here. Gonna clear out this section next couple of days, and burn off probably 1,000 pounds of wood, and that'll make this area actually fire safe. Or once all that grass turns yellow and sunburned, that's when the fire restrictions usually kick in. But right now we're doing all right. Better than last year, for sure. Yeah, so hanging out by this fire, and that storm is definitely sucking up some wind in this valley. You can tell by that bush right there, it's getting real windy here. And by the fire too, it's getting real fed by wind. So I'm gonna build two shelters. I'm gonna build a tent over there in that flat section, and I'm gonna clear out the back of my 4Runner and have a sleeping area in there set up just in case I hear thunder, or if it starts raining and winding really bad, or being real windy real bad, then I'm gonna just go inside the 4Runner, because thunder and lightning out here, it's very unnerving, and never a good sign when you're in a tent or in a hammock and the thunder starts crashing around you at night. You're not going to be sleeping much. So the night usually brings in storms here, so it looks like I might get some storm here. That's my fire. After I have fire, that's only 2 pieces of wood. But yeah, change of plans. Storm clouds are hanging out right here, and I don't trust them. So I'm gonna build my shelter in the 4Runner first. It's supposed to be getting nice weather tomorrow, so I'll set up the tent tomorrow maybe. But if that starts rumbling right now, I would have to take shelter and just leave everything outside. So I'm trying to make everything sort of waterproof, just not leaving any electronics out, my camera, any stuff like that. But yeah, there's my shovel there for the fire. Got some water for the fire. So yeah, I think this is gonna turn into a storm. There's a storm here, and there's nasty clouds right there. If that comes together above me, I know it's gonna start rumbling. It's just how it goes out here with the monsoon. Can't trust it. So yeah, I'm gonna get to setting up my 4Runner. Has a metal roof rack on top. Has a sunroof in it, so I usually close that flap if there's lightning. But yeah, I feel ready to use right now. And I feel that storm coming on because I feel the draft from it. Yeah, here comes the rain. Sure as shit, yeah. So yeah, I had 2 setups. Set up my 4Runner. Alright, setting up my 4Runner. So I'm gonna put a tarp here, just because I do carry a chainsaw and oils in the back here, so I want a barrier between me and that. So a big tarp, fold it up twice, and then yoga mat and a thermarest underneath there. And then I'm gonna stack some pillows and then cover it with blankets. Alright, so I got my sleeping section sorted out. I got my my kind of mattress setup here. This is all just pillows stacked. I think there's 5 pillows, so that's where I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep kind of diagonal. And then I have a blanket, fresh sleeping bag, and a pillow. So if it starts storming right now, I can take shelter and, you know, cook dinner while I'm hanging out, reading or chilling in here. All right, check it out. I'm doing some potato skinning. Gonna do some potatoes in aluminum foil. It's drizzling a little bit right now, but not too bad. I'm having a snack of Fresca and some potato chips. But I'm hunkered down behind this tree because it's real windy. You can see how windy how that bag is just flying. So just setting up here, gonna let these potatoes cook for like an hour. Finish setting up camp, finish waterproofing everything, which is mostly the food. The stove, I could just close it. All my other stuff is waterproof, except the chainsaw, which I'll put underneath my car. But yeah, you can see how quickly it changes here. Like that cloud has been getting darker and darker. That side's been kind of flowing away, but we'll see. Usually the night here brings, you know, problems. When it storms, it's usually at night. But hopefully it'll be a nice light show if it's thundering. I'll be hunkered down in my 4Runner. But I'm gonna try to use the campfire to cook with. Potatoes usually take about a half hour. I'm gonna put water and butter. Actually, not just water and salt first. A little bit of oil, and let them cook. I'm gonna double layer the aluminum foil, and I've put holes inside the potato with skewers, so they cook thoroughly through. A lot of times you'll be making potatoes on the campfire, and they'll kind of come out like like microwave potatoes or something, where you got one side that's real hot and the other side is just like ice cold. So skewering helps, and a nice slow cook, which is kind of hard when the storm's coming in. But yeah, look at those clouds, man. Pretty gnarly. Yeah, I'm in this little spot here where there's no rain, but I think that's going to be closing in on me soon here, so I'll be buttoning up camp. And if it starts thundering, then I'll just completely just shut it down and hunker down and just eat chips and soda for dinner and wait till breakfast, because there's no way I'm going to be running around in here with thunder and lightning crashing for a potato. So yeah. All right, I've salted and I've put some grapeseed olive oil mix in there and water, and make sure you get plenty of water in there. Too much water ain't gonna hurt, but too little water will completely ruin the potatoes if you overcook them. But yeah, that storm is coming in, so it looks like I'll get to eat these potatoes, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to cook chicken because it's gonna start raining, I think. But yeah, so I'm gonna cover these up, and then I'm gonna put another layer of aluminum foil and then throw them on the fire. All right, food is cooking. What I'm gonna do now is it's getting dark now, so I'm gonna set up my headlamp, set up some lights around camp, kind of hunker down. I was worried about this side, but it's actually this side that's coming up here. So yeah, it's gonna start raining here soon. Got my food cooking, so I'm gonna set up some lights now. There, so I got my chicken breast going here. Cooking on some coals. Some coals. Got my potatoes, they're almost all done. So they're just gonna stay in warm. The chicken breast is looking good. It's barbecue sauced. Tastes really good. Last time I went camping, I forgot barbecue sauce, and that was terrible. I had chicken also, and there was no barbecue sauce. Man, that was a very flavorless camp without that barbecue sauce. I got some butter for these potatoes and some pickle. That's it. Alright, chicken's almost done. Got my potato here. It's fully cooked. I've added some butter and some cheese just at the end, just so it kind of tastes real good, like a loaded baked potato basically. yeah, rain's holding out, but I'm definitely in full darkness here. I don't see one star, so gonna be a dark night. I'm gonna eat this in the car. It's too windy to eat outside. Yeah, time check is 9:09, so not too bad. Yeah, everything turned out really good. Potatoes, really good. Nice and soft. Chicken, also very good, juicy. This side turned out really good. And I got my little helper here. What's up, Newf? You want some chicken, big girl? Oh, they want some chicken, huh? Who wants some chicken? I give you some pork over there, Newf. Eat your pork. You want some chicken, huh? Oh, yeah. Got my tea boiling here. Take it off the fire with some gloves. Let it kind of cool down right here. That's my juniper fire right there. Yeah, it's clearing up. Stars coming out. I hear some bugs, so that's a good sign. Storm, I think, has passed, which is nice. It's my brew right there. It's willow tea and some juniper with some sugar. The color looks real good on it. It's still real hot, so get some cold water. Make it a good temperature. What do you think, Chips? What's out there, G? Some kind of bug. Beetle? Whatever what they're called. Beetle. It's definitely not a beagle. No pincers on it. Looks like it won't bite my finger off, which is nice. What do you think, Chips? What do you think? Oh shit, he passed out. Look at him. Now he's back at it. Alright, buddy, I'm gonna leave you alone. Alright, it stopped storming, so it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm gonna set up my tent anyway. Just because it's laying around, it's flapping around, and I'm gonna most likely sleep in it tomorrow, so I'm gonna just set it up at night when it's nice and not windy. So fire's going real nice. It calmed down real nice. Might do some night photography with my Nikon if stars come out, but it's still, I don't know, it's still fairly dark, I would say. And I just got a drizzle on my hand, so I think the storm is still kind of crawling through. Look how flappy that tent is, you know. Flappy tent. But yeah, if it was storming, I would not enjoy being in this tent, that's for sure. I would just probably find a rock ledge or something if I was cut out. Tent's too dangerous in a monsoon. Alright, my tent is up. It was nice and easy set up. Less than 10 minutes, I would say. 2 poles. The connecting fly right here. And staked it in real nice. It's definitely windy. You can see how windy it is. It's like sleeping in there would definitely be very flappy. And this is just a cheapo big box store tent. Is there any air in here? Yeah, right here on the top. But no window. No, actually, no, there's a window. No, there's a window in the front. That's cool. Good to have a window. This tent is small as it is. But yeah, I'm gonna use this as a gear storage for the night. It might rain in the morning, so I'm gonna throw in my packs in here. And this thing should keep it dry. Yeah, it was nice and easy setup. I like tents that are easy to set up. Like if you have a bad tent, you know the setup is just not fun. But not too big on size, this thing. But yeah, I'm gonna sleep in the 4Runner. So I'm gonna kind of tidy up camp. It's almost midnight, I think. 11:41. Is that what that says? Yeah, 11:41. And yeah, hopefully the stars come out. And I think they are actually coming out, which is good. So the wind should go away. $5192. I'm starting to hear crickets, which is nice. Bugs are here in the spring, but it's so windy. No flies or mosquitoes are gonna mess with me because it's super windy here. Yeah, real dark. I'm definitely the only one in this canyon side. I got my bed set up. Nice and comfy here. Got some light up there. I had to remove the roof of my 4Runner. A couple months back, I had a big leak. Couldn't figure out where it was. It was kind of like everywhere, but found it eventually, sealed it up. But no roof. That's alright. This thing's getting old. It's seen a lot of camping trips anyway, so I like the fact that it has some battle scars, you know. You, big girl. Yeah, she's just chilling. Look at her paws. Yeah, it's almost bedtime for me. It's 12:34. Shooting some night photography with my Nikon. Show it to you here. There it is. So yeah, just taking a bunch of shots. Yeah, clicking away. Yeah, thankfully the storm passed. Sky definitely opened right up. But yeah, warming up some tea for the sleep. Last bit of the fire here. You know, all that wood got fried. These rocks are real weak too. I hear these rocks popping. But otherwise, nice camp. Got some service here, so it doesn't feel too lonely. But yeah, I gotta tuck into bed soon. Wake up in the morning, hike some of these mesas. Good morning. Good morning, Jim. You. It's like 9:30. Slept real good. Real comfortable in here. Too good, too comfortable. Just a good sign. Yeah, I'm gonna make breakfast now and do some walking around. Alright, getting some bacon going here. It's like 25-mile-an-hour winds out here. Bacon, gonna make some coffee and eggs and some oatmeal. Got the bacon patrol right there. You! Oh, who's waiting for that bacon? Who's waiting for that bacon? Gyps. Sunbathing over there, Gyps. Alright, got some breakfast going here. Got my eggs, some yolk right there. Got my oatmeal. This is maple walnut oatmeal. And I got some instant coffee going. And then a cooking up some fish for my dogs. And yeah, breakfast is served. Alright, this is my dog's breakfast here. This is caviar right here. Fish caviar. This is perch. Two perch with caviar. So a lot of good oils in here for them. I'm cooking this on grapeseed oil, so nothing too fatty. But yeah, this is my dog's breakfast. Caviar and perch. It's like 25-mile-an-hour winds. The tent is definitely blowing. Should have maybe put it underneath a tree or something. But it's still standing. It's not popping loose the stakes or anything. So yeah, you probably feel like you're in reverse where inside. It's just so flappy and so windy. That's why I love sleeping in the Forerunner. I tell you, good night's sleep definitely helps you out here. If you don't get a good night's sleep, it's not that fun because everything is done under adverse conditions. Like you're cooking in the high wind, you're setting up in the high wind, you're hiking in the hot sun. So a good night's sleep definitely kind of sets your mind right out here. Where you could find some coziness. In high wind, this tent would be that much fun. Yes, my camp. That's my tripod right there, knocked down. This is my toolbox here. Everything's weatherproofed. So I have an air compressor, sledgehammer, socket set. Also, I have some woodworking tools with me. See that? Some chisels. I might carve something a little later. But right now, I think I'm gonna go and try to bag that mesa over there. It's about probably 3 miles from me, that top right there. There's a ridge here and then another valley beneath that. And I think it's better than going all the way over there. So it's real hot, or it's like probably 70 with the sun, but it's real hot for my dog. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave my lab at camp. So we already did a morning hike, so she's got her exercise in. And she's chilling out here. Hey you, bigger. Who's a dusty lab? Who's a dusty lab? All that dirt. So I'm gonna leave her chained up here to my backpack, so she can't wander off too far if she decides to wander off. She's gonna just guard camp. She's gonna base camp it up like Everest. She's gonna stay at base camp, clean her paws. We hiked already, I think, 2 miles this morning up the canyon, so we're gonna hike later on. But I'm gonna try to bag that mesa, and she'll bark out for me if something happens around camp. But it's been pretty quiet here. I've been here about 24 hours now, and haven't seen anybody yet. So not even an animal. Except the lizard. Other than that, I'm gonna go hiking now. Alright, I'm about a mile away from my car. Heading up that mesa. It's getting closer. And I'm kind of looking around everywhere for sheds. Looking for wild edibles. Like that right there is Indian paintbrush. I'm not sure if you can eat that, but if it's not poisonous, you could definitely make a tea out of it. So I'm just kind of looking around. You can see the road where I came in on that side. And there's a lot of little plateaus here, which is cool. But I'm generally going to try to go that way and then up that little back right there and see if there's an access point to get to the top of that. Gypsy! There's also a lot of cactus here, so I might eat some cactus as a vegetable side for dinner. because all I brought was a pickle. Forgot to bring any carrots or tomatoes or anything like that. So, might need some cactus. Yeah, I like it when it's flat, I tell you. Any flat section on the mountain is always a nice welcome, because almost everything is up and down here. Look at all this old rock. Alright, I'm right at the base of that mesa. And it's real nice. Nice and windy up here. So I'm keeping cool. The wind is still, it's definitely a dehydrator. Wind and sun is kind of like the double whammy out here when it comes to dehydration. Hi, Jip. Did you find any lizards, Jips? Jip! Jishi. Good job, Jishi. So we're going to try to skirt that on that side. Or maybe go right there. I didn't see that from the bottom of the valley there. Yeah, I think I might go that way. And then try to get a picture up there. That would be the highest part in this little section. So it would be like the summit for this little canyon. But anyway, it's really cool. You just be walking. In about a week or two, this desert's going to get so hot where hiking won't be possible unless you're doing it in the morning or at night. But generally, there is no water around here, so it's kind of dry camping, dry hiking. Nonetheless, it's real pretty. Glad to be out here. There's some old game trails running through here. The desert does a real good job of preserving everything from rust to trails to footprints. Now here's one right here. See? This is a game trail. An old one. And it goes that way. And I want to go this way. Alright, going up here. You can see I'm getting close to the face of that thing. I got my hiking staff. It's my utility hiking staff. Made a video about it. It's got the nail. In case I want to flip something over. But yeah, this is definitely steep right here. Lots of good natural shelters here with these rocks. So if there was a monsoon here, I would definitely find a rock. Jips. Alright, getting closer and closer. Lots of cool stuff over here. Some cool rocks. That's the face of that mesa. And going up's not too bad. You know, steep, but slow and steady. That's the road I came in on over there. There's another road over there that I didn't see. There's a hawk flying over there. So if there's hawks, there's definitely some rabbits here. But no rattlesnakes or nothing like that, which is nice. Not sure what kind of flower this is. This grows in the mountaintop. First bloom. Check it out, first blooms. That might be sage. I'm not sure. Might be sage though. Alright, getting close to the summit here. See how windy it is up here. Somebody got a dirt bike up here from that side. So there might be even a lower trail coming from that side. You can tell these are old dirt bike tracks, which is illegal. Even for the Forest Service or rangers, they can't take motorized vehicles when they're not supposed to.
But yeah, so you can see that summit is over there. And over here, more valley. So we're gonna try to back that summit on that side. All right, this is the actual summit here. Climbing up this ledge here. This is it right here, the summit. Jip, stay over there. You can tell it's windy as fuck out here. I don't want to get too close to that ledge. Lose my hat or my ass. It's a two-step ledge. You can tell there's a trail right there. There's that game trail. You can see all the way down there. There's somebody camping on that road. I didn't see them all night, so we're probably pitched out amongst each other. But I'm over there. You see where the road is? Right at the bottom of that road. Yeah, it's real windy. Real windy. This is the southeast summit face right here. It's around 6,000 feet. Alright, I'm coming off the canyon now, off the other side, and I went on the side that looked the gnarliest, and I think I found some cool stuff here. This is real deep inside the canyon, probably maybe a mile and a half in this drainage, and you can tell there's some really old Pueblo houses there, and you can tell that's real old because it's all washed out. So that's around 900 years old. So you can see, I think this is how much erosion happened in 1,000 years. So you can see the access here, and that's a whole house up there. So I'm going to try to hike to that. And you can see there's some kind of Pueblo dwelling here too. But yeah, this is real far off trail. This is in that little random slot canyon, away from all the roads. And to get to this section, yeah, you'd have to summit and then drop in because that section's too steep. So we're gonna hike over there, see what's over there. Hopefully some cool stuff. Got my hiking bud here. Jip, how's it going over there? Getting a little thirsty, geez. Getting a little thirsty, geez. So I'm dropping in here, and you can tell that that is a baby deer carcass, and here it looks like we have a den. This is definitely a den. Not a big den, but definitely a den. Probably 20 degrees cooler right here. So, you know, during winter, during a big storm, you can't beat this shelter. You got plenty of wood here, plenty of rock for reflection, plenty of rock for shelter. And yeah, this is probably a mountain lion den. And you can tell because that carcass is there. So I'm on the base of the canyon here, and you can tell that's where the cliff dwelling is, right there. And then the other one is up there, which I don't know how the hell they got up there, but we're gonna go check. But look at all that erosion, huh? Like, that's where the sand was, I would guess, 1,000 years ago. Because they could just build right up. Over 1,000 years, this little water runoff has eroded so much sand and dirt.
All right, so we're at the cliff dwelling here, and look at that. That's so cool. That's been standing for a long time. So legally, once I identify this as a cliff dwelling, you can't excavate here, which means you can't dig around. You can take pictures, identify maybe some pottery, arrowheads, but generally you can't excavate, which means you can't move stuff around like the rocks, because you can tell like this is a wilderness cliff dwelling, and you can tell it's just already smashed, you know, it's already been eroded, it's fallen apart. You can tell right there that's a construction. So I want to be real careful when I'm here. I don't want to start thrashing around. So the way it worked, it looks like they went right up this thing and then set up shop up there. I'm guessing there was a water source right there. I don't see any drawings or anything, but I'm gonna try to go up there. All right, I'm up here. It's sketchy as fuck to get up here, especially when it's real windy. But yeah, but this was a house. This was a Pueblo house. Man, right on the cliff too, which is scary. You can tell this is construction. Mud and dirt and rock. And it's like a little fire pit area. And I'm not gonna dig around here because at most all you can find is pottery, maybe an arrowhead, maybe some bones. Keep in mind this is 900 years old. It's definitely already thrashed. But yeah, this was the setup here, overlooking the valley. Again, I'm not sure about this shelter. Maybe they were superstitious about being up high and wanting to be up high. But I mean, wandering around here at night, you can easily just fall off the cliff and die. So I'm just gonna leave things as is. This is all erosion here coming from the top. Rocks coming from the top, smashing everything. And I'm gonna leave this as it is. But definitely this is a 900-year-old Pueblo dwelling. This thing is about, I think, 3.5 miles. And oh, look at this. This is the pottery right here. Yep, this is pottery. So, like I said, the only thing you'll find here is pottery. Maybe some bones. But I'm not even going to touch that. I'm just going to leave that for the next person. But you can tell this is all pottery. This is pottery. This is pottery. This is pottery. These are real big pieces of pottery too. So I'm gonna let that be. I read the law, and you could technically pick these up and identify them, take a picture. But because a lot of times you'll pick something up and it's like a clay target or something, so you can legally pick them up and identify them and take a picture. But at that point, once you identify that it's pottery, you have to leave it. So I know this is pottery right away, so I'm just going to leave it. But this has been here for 900 years. Just like this. And it's going to stay like this. I'm going to leave it here. And I know some people who take this stuff, and I've talked to people who take this stuff, and there's nothing you can do with it. It's illegal to take it. So I mean, if you have it at home, it's it's just like pottery at home, like little pieces of pottery, which I don't know what you can do with that, but anyway, the law is you have to leave it. Like once you identify it, once you find it, you can tell it's pottery. I think it's the Antiquities Resource Law says you have to leave it. So you can't remove it, you can't excavate it, you can't do anything except kind of identify it, pick it up, look at it, and then say, okay, this is pottery, and at that point, leave it. cliffside here, and I just want to say that this is probably as dangerous as I want to go when it comes to cliff climbing. Like, I don't have a rope. That's steep. That's not too steep, but some of those sections I was coming down, there's definitely like rock crevasse, which rock crevasse is real dangerous if you fall into it, because you know you're gonna get hit by rock on the side and land on rock. So, and another big risk here is the scree here from these rocks. You know, you don't want to create a little like rock avalanche for my dog or anything else. So I just want to be real careful coming up, coming down. Yeah, but this is probably the highest cliff dwelling I've seen around here. And this thing is real deep in the wilderness, and you can tell it's not been touched for a while. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Yeah, so that's the canyon looking up. So you can tell the person kind of built like a little wood platform here to climb up. But that's all been destroyed and eroded. And that's been remaining, so that's cool. But yeah, cool little cliff house. And they set up a little cairn for themselves here too. Let's see where the house is. Gypsy! Gyps! What'd you find, Gyp? Yeah, real cool. Yeah, keep in mind too that even though these are antiques, and this is all kind of antique, I would say, there's cows here, and there's cow shit even up here. So as much as like that law for antiquities is, it's not really strict, but it is clear. Nonetheless, cows, I would say, ruin most of the artifacts that are here. And you know, that one's probably well preserved because it's in the cliff. But like generally, like pottery, like over here, anything like that, that would just get trampled on by the cows. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of cows out here, and they kind of get everywhere, the cows. So it's cool to see the preserved one. But again, this is a real off trail, not fun to get to. Kind of buried inside this canyon. Nonetheless, a real cool find. Also to the sites that are found by the BLM people, they usually mark them with a flag. So if they found a site like this, they would just leave a little flag up there with like a number or something like that, just to say that they found it. This is a little dwelling. So I don't think they even found this one. Again, they would have to clean all this out to safely preserve all this stuff, because it's all just eroded and scree and rock. But yeah, nonetheless, good little spot. Check this out. It's like a little arch. Pretty cool. Don't see this very often out here. It's erosion. But this is Mormon tea right here. And what's rare about this Mormon tea is that it's budding. You see that? That's pure Mormon tea right there in the buds, which give you a lot of energy. At the same time, they dehydrate the hell out of you. But the buds are always really good. The buds always have starch and sugar. And Mormon tea is in the pine tree family, so it has some calcium in it. So you figure if you needed some calcium, some starch, you can take those buds and probably make a flour out of them. A very powerful flour that'll give you probably a lot of energy. But it's food. It would be food. It's not poisonous or anything. Yeah, it's spring bloom here. Oh, look, there's another game trail. All the way in here, another game trail. This is where that dirt bike was, yeah. Other side of the canyon here. I'm cliffing out over here. See, it's all cliff. So I'm gonna double back, go back to where I came from. Getting cliffed out here. My truck is all the way down there. You can see it maybe. That's where my dog is. Gyps, get away from there, Gyps. Yeah, I want to be real careful. You know, I don't want to be one of those people who go on the cliff to get a picture, get disoriented and fall down. Be a no bueno. Come on, Gyp. So I want to be real careful. Pick a good route. Change my route. And, you know, don't get to the point where you're on the point of no return. Like, if you have to commit so hard where, you know, you're kind of dropping into the canyon, dropping off the cliff, and there's no way to come back or change your route, then you could be in trouble real fast here. So I just want to go slow. So I'm on that drop here. You can tell here, I'm also cliffed out over here. See how steep that is? So I don't want to even go down there because I'm already committed. So I'm going to go back up side again. Still windy. A little bit less steep, but you can tell that's all cliff right there. So I'm going to go down. Alright, on the way down, coming down here, trying to follow these big formations. But you can tell how steep that is, yo. And you know, the descent, you're always more tired, you know, on the descent. So, like slips, you know, muscles twitching, knees giving out, that type of stuff. That's most likely gonna happen on the descent. So, you want to keep that in mind. That you got to be a little bit slower on the descent, you know, especially if there's no storm coming or nothing like that. You know, take your time coming down. All right, so I was just up there, came down over here, so you can see there was absolutely no way I could have came down anywhere over there. That's all sheer cliff, big cliff too. Probably some more cliff dwellings in there, I would say, if you get a good look around. But I'm pretty much gassed out, so I'm gonna start descending now. Alright, this is actually a big find here. This circular rock formation here, you can see it's all built out here. This is what's called a kiva. Central gathering place where they had a house, they had a big pit for fire. The whole setup was right here. They built it right against this big rock. And you could find, sometimes you could find like a rock that looks like it's been used for harvesting. Like, you know, milling flour, milling buds, something like this. I think this is what they call a table rock over here. So yeah, you could cut meat on this thing. You could crush, you know, herbs, crush buds. Yeah, this is an old kiva right here. This is around 900 years old. This kiva. All right, back at camp. It's a big mess here. Look at this tent. Yeah, this is the Ozark Trail. First time out with this tent. Look at this thing. Completely snapped. Look at this, snapped. Didn't even last one day. Not even a whole night. Look at that. It's completely just snapped up. Trash this thing out. This thing's done. I was never a big camper anyway. I'm always overlanding with my 4x. So think I'm gonna call it and make it a one-night trip. There's a lot of wind here. There's a wind weather advisory on my phone. So I think that's a dust storm right there. You see that over there? And it's all flowing towards me, so I won't be able to have a fire if it's 30-mile-an-hour wind. Without a fire, it's gonna be kind of a boring camp. A lot of, inside the car type stuff. Hiding from the wind, sheltering from the wind. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break camp and I'm gonna head out. And before I head out, I'm gonna do a hike on that side of the ridge there. But yeah, I'm gonna break camp. It's 5:36. See how long it takes me to load up my 4Runner. But yeah, what a waste with this tent. But anyway, never a big tent camper. Anyway, excuse me. That's the mesa we summited. Alright everybody, I'm packed up. Took me around 30 minutes to get everything sorted. Got all my bedding up there, my Akima bag. Got all my stuff strapped down. Everything good to go. Camp looks good. Got my dogs in there. Dogs are dusted out. But yeah, that was fun. That dust keeps getting worse. You can see that mesa over there? You can hardly see it now. That's because the haze from the dust. So I'm gonna go home, take it slow. But this was a fun camp. This is the only area in this canyon that I know that has service, so I'll probably be back here soon before it heats up again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hiking along with me. I appreciate it. You! Look how dusty she is. Yufki! Boo-boo. Booby. Look how dusty. Look how dusty you are. Look how dusty you got. You got you're crusty, D. Crusty you. Maybe we'll find a little spot for her to go swimming before we get out of here. Good job, D. Alright. Found some water. You! But it's hella windy up here. You can tell there's a dust storm here because there's a big mountain normally right over here. But you can't see it. And there's no clouds. But there's dust. So I made a good call. Otherwise it would have been dusty Armageddon down there. I've never seen that canyon so dusty, so glad to be up here. Ah, cooling down, big girl. A little bit less dusty. I've camped here before. This is one of my old camps. Top of the valley. Amongst these junipers. This area has a lot of cactus. It's like a cactus garden here. Yeah, so I'm in a wind weather advisory. It's about, I would say, 25 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour winds. The entire valley is dusted out. I've never seen this place like this. There's mountains everywhere here, and these guys are stopped. Trucks are stopping because it's too dangerous because of crosswind. Yeah, my 4Runner's getting just fucking slammed around here. But yeah, definitely a big high wind here. And this is a 2-lane road, 2-lane highway, so if one of these tractor trailers loses it, veers into my lane, that would be a big problem. But yeah, definitely big windstorm up here and creating a lot of dust. Last time I remember being in a storm like this was I was in Kansas. I got caught up in a tornado warning system, and that was real scary.
you know, kind of black. Oh, look at that, getting pushed around all over the road. Yeah, that wind, like if it blows 25, it'll gust, you know, 30, 40, 50. So when that gust of like 50 tags me, that's when I got to be real careful and hold the steering wheel real tight, because it'll literally just throw me off the road here. And there's not much runoff here. But yeah, definitely a fun couple of days. Yesterday with a little bit of rainstorm, thunderstorm, and today with the dust storm. So I'm glad to be back on the road, glad to be going back home. Yeah, the wind is just chaotic, man. And yeah, it's just, you can feel it. It's just like it's throwing my steering wheel around, especially when it gusts up. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a rolled over truck or a box truck up there, just because these little valleys have big crosswinds. And yeah, if you have a big box truck, it's almost like you're on a sail or something. But yeah, it looks like I'm in Kansas or somewhere in the Midwest. You can't see any mountains, it just looks super flat. And that's because all the dust is just dominating out here.